lost my train of thought.
The partnership, taking step for step, just always, having each other's back,
Dude,
pushing forward.
you got to, right? And fuck, what was the point I was gonna make?
The core value?
No, I got it. All right, Cam, cut that part out. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Spill the Beans. Today I'm sitting down with my good friends, Jeff Guo and Paul Larson. They are amazing, amazing human beings that are part of Legacy Family, our mastermind. And I've known these guys for a few years now, and it's a testament to when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. These guys sat in independently into a commercial empire when they were still alive. That was actually the last one before COVID hit in, I think it was January, February of 2020. And they sat in that course down in, I think it was Tampa, Florida, and they went and grabbed lunch and just kind of hit off a great friendship. In 2.5 years, these guys decided to start partnering up on a few different deals and have picked up hundreds and hundreds of RV and mobile home pads across the country. And amazing business knowledge, amazing business insights, and even better human beings. Some of the best people you'll ever meet. And so I'm excited. They're in town actually filming for Legacy Wealth Academy. If you're not part of Legacy Wealth Academy, you absolutely should be. It's $10 a month, $9.95 a month, in order to have access to all these different trainings and master classes from rock stars like these guys who are out there in the business, doing the business in all different asset classes, commercial real estate asset classes, all the different residential ways of making money, including things that aren't even real estate, like e-commerce and cryptocurrency and all sorts of other jazz, and wealth preservation strategies and mindset and all the other business development type stuff. So make sure you're part of Legacy Wealth Academy. It's lwacademy.com. Plug into there, and again, it's $9.95 a month. But anyways, let's go sit down with Jeff and Paul. I'm excited to hear what they say and hear what they got going on. So welcome to Spill the Beans. What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Dude, excited for you guys to be in Charleston.
Thank you for having us here.
Yeah. Not long since you were here last.
Yes, sir. It was fun. Had a good time.
Good stuff, good stuff. So you guys are in town filming Legacy Wealth Academy for your mobile home business, right?
RV parks.
RV parks.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about it. What are we working on?
Yeah. So, pretty much Jeff and I actually just talk a little bit about how we met. Met at one of your events, man. Back in February at Commercial Empire.
That's it.
Right? So,
February of 2020.
That's
Yep.
right before everything
COVID.
went crazy.
Yeah. Last event before COVID.
So, met at your...
That was the last live Commercial Empire we ever, or the
really?
last in-person Commercial Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we've gone virtual since then.
Yeah.
We're glad that we met because if it's virtual, the chances for us to meet will be,
Right?
much
I
smaller.
know.
Okay.
So we met there and stayed in contact and said, hey man, let me know what you're working on. I'll keep you informed on what I'm doing. And I came across a small deal, worked on a 5-unit deal, and said, man, this was great. Let's do another one. And
And that was an apartment building.
yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yep, small apartment building.
Yep.
And then our very next deal was a 48-unit mobile home park.
So how did that look real quick? The 5-unit, when you guys decided to partner up,
Yeah.
one of the big questions that always comes to me is like, dude, I'm looking to partner with somebody. How do I split up the equity? How do I structure it? Who's doing what? I got this question actually in a mastermind group that I'm in, a bunch of e-com guys who's like, I'm trying to figure out what to do here. So
Right.
what did that look like when you guys sat down and you said, hey, here's what I'm doing, here's what you're doing, here's who's responsible for what? What does that equity split look like?
Sure. So it was completely different then as it is now.
Got it.
All right. At first, we didn't really know each other,
Yeah.
right? So I brought the deal. I was signing on the
Thank you.
loan. Thank you. So I signed on the loan. I got the money. I brought the deal, and Jeff's like, "Hey, man, I want to get in." And I was like, "I would love to have you." So I was like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "I'd love to be the asset manager on the deal, and I'd like to put the cash down for the equity side." I said, "Perfect. Let's do it." I said, "I'll handle all the construction management. I'll get all the bids. I'll handle that. I'll put property management in place. You check on the P&Ls, make sure they're tight, get us ready for refinance or sell, and let's just test the waters and see how it goes." And it was match made, man.
Yeah,
It
for
was
us, that's really a relationship building kind of deal. And on the deal structure side, I was, hey, you know what? Let's just do what Tim does. We'll just copy and paste, your schedule for that. And for us, that's really the first deal we did. That the deal was great. We bought it for a little over $200,000.
Bought it for $210. put 40 in it, sold it for $465,000.
About 18 months later. But that's really fun, lay the foundation for us for it to not be able just to talk, but also do a deal together. And that's really lay the foundation for future deals.
Yeah.
So you brought money and handled asset management.
Yep.
And then you found the deal, handled project management. Who signed the loan? Did you get it?
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have to sign on it? Co-sign on it?
Nope.
And then how'd you guys split the equity?
So that one there was a little bit different. Did 90%, 10% him, because I learned that from you. And
Yeah.
I just said, hey, this makes sense.
But you paid him a pref on the money.
Yep.
Yeah,
Him
paid a
prep,
pref. Yeah, paid a pref, paid a monthly pref.
Yeah.
Trying
Yeah.
to keep up with these deals.
Yeah, Paul's the one who asked me, hey, Jeff, how do you want to do it? I said, you know what, let's just do what Tim does. To keep
Yeah.
it super simple, 10 and 10. That's how we did that first deal.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a
Paid
it's
a
a
10%,
cool way to
paid a
build the
10%,
relationship,
yep. Mhm.
right? So you got a fixed return on your money,
Yep.
and then you got about 10% for being more involved than that, right?
That's right.
So how does it look now? So you guys like that first deal.
Yeah.
I love how you just, dude, this is how me and Fatty work together
Yep.
too. It's like, dude, we're together because we like working together, not because we have to work because we're
Oh, yeah,
contractual, you know? So it's like,
100%.
it's fun. Like if he wants to go out and do his own deals, he can. If I want to go out and do my own deals, I can.
Absolutely.
The reality is, none of us want to do all the work, you know? Like, so
There you go. Yep.
we're both, I don't know, we're too lazy or maybe we're too smart to go out and do all the work
Yeah.
on our own.
That's right.
We would rather partner up with people who complement our strengths
Yep.
or our weaknesses, right? And we can just stay on our lane and do what we're really good at. So that's why we've got our team, and everything I do runs through the team. So what does it look like now for you guys?
So it's completely different. I mean,
The last deal?
exactly what you said. I mean, now I couldn't imagine doing a deal without Jeff. Quite honestly, I brought stuff to him that before I would have done on my own. Same to him. He's brought stuff to me before that he wouldn't even involve me.
Yeah.
But we work so well together and complement each other. It makes our life easy.
And there's a respect aspect of
Yeah.
it too, you know? Like you
Yeah,
respect
exactly.
what strengths that he brings, he respects the strengths that you bring.
Yeah.
And it allows you guys, again, 1 + 1 = 3. You guys can do more together.
Yeah. So now, man, we just split our equity right down the middle. So we'll keep 70% of the deal as GPs, and then we'll give 30% typically, 20 to 30% away to the LPs, and just completely passive on their end. And then Jeff and I will just work our magic.
And then what does the responsibilities look like? How does that split?
Yeah, absolutely. So typically on a deal, I think we'll get a pretty clean cut right now. So when it comes to asset management, because my background working for a REIT, I'll do that. And when it comes to deal underwriting, deal structuring, putting the initial paperwork together, I work on that. But when it comes to deal negotiation, Paul is great at it. Most of the deals we buy are off market. So when it comes to deal negotiation, Paul, me, and a seller all hop on a call, but Paul will do most of the talking, and I'll be in the background. Hey, Paul, this is the numbers you want to do. And when it comes to a project management, and also manage the on-site property manager, Paul is really good at it. So that's, on the nutshell, that's how we split up.
And I think that, I mean, we've really stepped in and helped each other in a lot of different ways, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll go on a vacation or whatever, and it's real family time, and Jeff will take calls and do what he needs to do, and I'll step in and do the same thing. But
Dude, and that's a key to a good partnership,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, well, hey, that's not my job description. Wrong answer.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's like,
Wrong answer.
dude, when you're an owner and you want to support a team member and support
Yeah.
a partner, a business partner, you're like, dude, what does it need to look like?
Yep.
You know, like Matt Carlin, he's like, dude, I haven't taken a honeymoon yet. He got married right last summer. I was like, dude, what the hell? I didn't even know that he didn't. I was like, fucking take. He goes, oh, well, we got a lot of deals and stuff. I was like, dude, we have a whole team built out, man.
Yeah.
Like trust in the team and respect the team. And so I'm like, listen, dude, I'll step in. I'll handle all this stuff. I'll hop on
Yep.
phone calls, whatever it needs
Yep.
to look like, in order for you to be able to go out and dude, have a honeymoon with your wife. You know?
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. One of the things we like to say is that Paul and I, we don't have a single day vacation in a sense that we need to get done whatever needs to get done. But because of that, we cover each other up. We technically have 365 days of vacation.
Yeah.
We're on vacation, we get stuff done. We're not on vacation, we get stuff done. And
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, dude, when you have a 9 to 5 job, dude, you clock out, punch the clock at 5 o'clock, the building's burning down, you don't really care, right? What is it like? How do you guys focus on family time, personal time, you time when you're a business owner, right? Like,
Yep.
dude, I'm here with you guys and I want to be here and I love hanging out. And I still have like 3 things in the back of my head that like I got to do and I got to
That's
get
right.
done tomorrow and I'm thinking about the other,
Yep.
right? And it's like, holy shit. I mean, there's places where I go where I don't want to be there and like I got to even, and I want to be here and it's like, oh man, I got all this stuff going through my head. So it's, how do you guys figure it out? Like, when it's time to be at the barbecue and hang out and spend time with the family, spend time with the kids, and be at their soccer game or be at their baseball game, like, what do you guys do in order to separate that stuff, and how do you unplug as an entrepreneur?
Great question. I'm gonna touch on it for a second. Jeff's helped me out big time with this. 80-20 rule type is how we kind of plan our days. We're on the phone every day at 9 a.m., right? There's times we don't get on the phone, but pretty regular. It's Monday through Friday.
Yep.
And we're very, very efficient. Bullet point conversation so we can figure it out. And then it's all about family. Hey, man, where are we going? Where are we traveling to? You going to the UK? Great, let's plug that in. So we mix family with business regularly on a daily basis. But we're very focused on the mission and what we need to do. So if there's any fires that need to be put out, we can have a 30-minute call that can hammer out 3-4 days worth of stuff, if not a week.
Yep.
Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. In addition to the strategy, I think it's a mindset. Paul just mentioned 80-20 rule. We're focused on 80% of things that, 20% of things that produce 80% of the results. But also the who, now, how. We learn that from you, Tim. You know, instead of, hey, what should Paul do? What should Jeff do? Say, hey, who can we reach out to get it done? So each morning, almost every single day from Monday to Friday, bullet points. Hey, Paul, who can we have this task done? Who can we have this task done? So we're super efficient with our time. And for the most of the afternoon, I think we spend time doing our own stuff or with our family.
Yeah, I mean, we have what we call call marathons. I mean, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock, but we have to do that. The deals start coming in, the pipeline fills up. But we took your advice, man, when we hung out, about a month and a half ago. So the who, not how. Literally working on a deal right now in the Midwest, right? Went on Facebook, because we asked you that question, like, hey, man, we have the process, we have the system, we have the footprint, we know how to analyze these things, we have the capital, we can sign them on. It's the management far away. And you're like, dude, listen, use your social media, post, tell people what you want to do. We had the best result, man. So
really? What happened? Tell me, did you post on social?
Yeah, we did.
Take your advice, Tim.
Dude, we did exactly what you said.
Like, legitimately, any problem you have can be solved by posting to your audience.
Yes.
And people want to help.
Exactly.
Right? Like, people don't want to be sold some shit. But dude, when you ask for help, and when you get to a certain, like, how many doors do you guys have right now?
Together, him and I have over 400, but I have a little bit over
400
600.
doors,
He has
right?
About the same.
And there's this complex that people get when they get to a certain size where it's like, I can't ask for help. I need to have all the answers. And the reality is, by you asking for help, it makes you a more genuine, more authentic person. And people want to help you. It's like, dude, how can I repay these? Oh, they asked for something. Who can I introduce them to in the Midwest who can potentially manage this project? You know? I think it's powerful, man.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, Tim, it's a great project, Midwest. Someone brought to us through the wholesale network. And we sit down with the bank. The bank's first concern is, hey, you guys are not from Midwest. Who's going to be doing the management? And that's our concern as well. Then take your advice from 2 to 3 weeks earlier. We did a post.
We got hammered with results.
At least 8 to 10 people raised their hand. Paul and Jeff, we want to move to Midwest to be your on-time manager.
Dude,
and two of them are like
people willing to move because they want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Like I gotta. You ready for this one? You guys are partners in the island.
Yes.
Yep.
We're looking for a maintenance person, and our team posted something in 45 different Facebook groups with a job description, and it's like, this is the name of the company. It's headquartered in here. We got a property here. We're looking for maintenance. We can do this and do that and cut the grass. Dude, and it's like 100 lines of the most boring shit you've ever seen, right? And they're posting it all over, but it's like there's no pizzazz to it. There's no flash to it. There's no sexiness to it. And how you package this stuff is what sells. Dude, it's why iPhones sell so well. It's because they started putting it in nice fucking boxes. It's why nice watches sell so well. Because, dude, you have to open it up and there's this leather case and you have to, it's like an event and an experience, right? So it's like, how do you package up things in your business? And if you can package it better, I said, listen, this is like legitimately, if I sent you that job description versus showed you a picture of an $8 million estate overlooking the water in South Carolina with a 110-acre private island. And I said, this is the ultimate retirement job. This is the ultimate outdoor career.
Absolutely.
Dude, work outside, drive a pontoon boat to and from a luxury estate to a private island. Go back and forth, handle the landscaping, handle any sort of general maintenance stuff, work with some of the top entrepreneurs in the world and be able to engage and network and meet these people and da-da-da. Dude, that is sexy.
Absolutely.
You know how many people applied in 45 posts in different Facebook groups?
How many?
There were 6 people. That's it.
All right.
I said, I want to see this over here. We got to package this thing up with some pictures and some pizzazz and like 5 or 6 bullet points of the sexiest stuff you could possibly show about this job. And then when they come in, you can send them that fucking rigmarole over here, and then they can read through the job description and all the details and all that stuff and see if it's a good fit.
Yep.
I bet we're going to have 200 applicants
Oh yeah.
over here, right? If you package it up the right way.
Absolutely.
Right? And so
100%.
like, you guys are out there saying, who wants to work with us? We can show you how to manage assets, how to run properties. Dude, there are people who are going to raise their hand to come and work for you at a discount, for free potentially, or move their family in order to go and learn this business.
It's long term.
That's what we're
It's long term.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's the vision they have, right? And that's what we're looking
And that's-
for.
and that's-
we didn't even put like we're going to pay this or do this or do this, right?
No. Learn the business from us, be our partners, and grow with us. That's the
Dude, and I think that's where you guys really excel, both as partners, is you guys, the core values are there, right? It's like,
Absolutely.
dude, if he's overworking, you're like, dude, I need to step up.
Absolutely.
You know?
100%.
If he's overworking, you're like, dude, I need to carry my own weight. Having that as a core value, that a lot of other people are like, well, hey, he's doing the work, let me go and skimp off over here, you know? Or like understanding that that's your core value. That's how you guys both act, and that's how you guys portray and show yourselves, obviously, on social media and in person. People want to be around that, and you don't attract the people who want to take advantage of your work ethic. You attract people who have that same work ethic that want to come and work with you and work for you.
That's
you
so
know,
true. Yeah.
so it's leading by example. You guys do such a good job at that.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Dan.
So, multiple people raised their hands saying that they will move to the Midwest in order to go and handle this. What did that look like for them? What did the job opportunity look like for them?
Yeah, so what it looks like is, like I said, it's more of a long-term vision, but they'll be able to live there. We have processes, systems in place. It's going to be, lack of a better term, hand-holding a little bit, helping them get on their feet. But they're coachable. They have tenacity. They have pride in ownership. They want to learn. They have great attitudes, like all the things you need to be able to go as far as you want.
Yep.
So they're going to live there. They'll get a weekly stipend, something that they're getting paid every single week, right? They're going to have a workup on equity. So we're going to say, okay, we're going to refinance this thing in 3 years. You're going to gain your equity over those 3 years so you can work towards something, right? And you have something at the end that can be yours.
I love that because you're not giving it to them up front. I've done that before. I've made that mistake, and then they bail after 6 or 12 months.
Exactly.
But dude, if there's something to work towards, then they have the vision in order to go, and they have the long-term vision, right? There's so much of this jumping ship and the grass is greener and new
Next
opportunities,
best thing.
right?
Yeah.
Versus saying, hey, if you come here, you put your head down and you work, we're going to train you, we're going to coach you, you're going to get paid to learn this stuff. Most people pay to learn it. You're going to get paid.
That's right.
Exactly.
And have hands-on experience here, and then you'll vest into actual equity.
Yep.
Dude, what does that equity look like?
So that's kind of what we're working out right now. We're thinking, it's always based off the deal. The larger the deal, the more equity we can get. But we're thinking somewhere around 15%.
Dude, that is a grand slam for whoever comes in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Do you realize? Here's what people don't get, right? People who are watching this, who have gone to some seminar on traditional syndication.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dude, I got a buddy whose grandpa started a construction business.
Yeah.
One of the largest construction companies in Ohio. And now he's the grandson, he's our age, and has pretty much taken over the company. They did a deal that was a big deal, don't get me wrong, $250 million deal.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He found the deal, he raised the equity, he sponsored the loan, he handled all the it was a development deal, right? They built out this big ass work, live, play type of almost like a big mall outdoor, what you see being built right now. They built it for 3 years, right? I mean, not that's physical development. There's probably 2 years of soft development, right? Of all the paperwork and stuff. Took on all these responsibilities. You know how much equity they got in that deal?
How much?
2.5%.
Oh wow, really? What did the rest
The
of the
private equity got
Wow.
95% of the deal.
Wow.
They got 2.5%,
Wow.
and the company who did all the property management got 2.5%.
Wow.
That's what traditional equity looks like.
That's right.
Absolutely. Very different.
Right. So,
Very
like,
different.
and you realize most of the time the contractors, the construction people who do like the on-site asset, dude, they don't get any equity at all.
Yep.
Right. So to be able to come into a deal and get 10 to 15% equity is mind blowing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the great structure, Tim, and you're the one who taught us this, structure, is that because we're able to get, in some case, 70-80% of the equity, guess what? We're able to attract the best of best partners to join us, get 10 or 15%. So it's a minimal stake for them compared to 1 or 2%, right? So they have a lot at stake for them, but also for our investors. People are saying, oh, you only get 20, 30%. How's the return look like? One of the deals that I pointed about last year, our projected average annual return to the investors is about 25%. And right now we're looking at, it's not done yet, but we're looking north of 50% per year average
Dude.
annual return. Probably even higher than
Let's
that.
call it 25, right?
Sure.
Let's call it a 25% return. Not only are they getting a better return than the stock market, than crypto, than e-commerce
Or maybe the
stores,
traditional
than-
syndication.
or
They get 80%.
definitely a traditional syndicate, right? Yeah. The difference here is not only are they getting a better return, but they're actually getting their money back too, right?
Exactly.
They have a tangible asset.
Beautiful.
If you, like, I have money in the stock market, not a lot, but I got 6 figures in the stock market. And guess what? I lost 30% of the
Yeah.
principal value.
Yep.
Not only did I not make a return, I lost 30% of the principal value on that. My Bitcoin's down by 50%, or crypto is down by 50% right now. Not that I'm not making a return. I lost 50% of the principal value. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, there's a very big difference. It is better to get a 4% predictable return on your money than it is to get an 8% speculative, up and down, feast or famine type of return.
Yep. So
And not only that, but we have real estate, tangible real estate, right? So it's just like, dude, all you have to do is educate people on this stuff, and they'll get it.
Exactly. And one of the interesting things, Tim, that we run into, probably seeing the same thing, is our family and friends hang out with individual, very easy conversation. But because I came from institution background, when I tell some of my friends who work for the institution, hey, you guys are going to get 30% equity, I cannot raise capital.
They're not interested, right?
I say, hey guys, this thing is doing 25% projected. Now some of them 50, 60%. Nope, Jeff, I'm not interested. I need 80%. Even if it means it's 15% IRR, yeah, I don't care. I want 80%. So it's a very different thinking
Dude,
mentality for us.
it's so skewed, isn't it? It's so
Very,
backwards.
very.
It's so, like, I can give you 25% IRR and you have 30%, but they won't do it because of some sort of stick up their ass principle that they have, that their nose up in the air, and they're too good to take anything less than, rather than getting a higher return on their investment. And not only getting a higher return, right, because your deals are better than institutional deals, but also a quicker timeline.
Yep, that's
right? Now you can cycle their money back
Exactly.
in 2, 3, 4 years, rather than the institution that they're investing in, where it's stuck for 5 to 10 years.
10 years,
Dude, they
absolutely.
can cycle their money 3 or 4 times with you guys in that same 10-year period, and that velocity on capital multiplies exponentially what the returns look like.
100%. And back to what you said earlier about the business and life balance, we did some rough calculation. The way that we put our deals together, for each deal that we do under this structure to get the same return for us, we might need to do 4, 5, 6 traditional syndication deals.
Exactly.
So in a
Or
sense,
one.
for us, it was just do one deals we do, and it's crazy. And also the investors love it too. So
And I'll give it, like, dude, if there was a $100 million deal and somebody's willing to write the check for all the equity and they wanted 80% of the ownership, and you got some fees and asset management, and it was totally stable, and you don't really have to do anything, but you got 20% of this deal with a bunch of fees on top of it, I would still do that deal, for a nice A-class type asset.
Yeah.
But the reality is, you guys are really good at finding off-market deals, direct-to-seller deals, and because of that, you can buy at a deep discount, create the appreciation, stabilize it, and then you have all this equity. So
right.
talk to me about how are you finding those deals right now?
Yeah.
It's a hot market, dude. It's been the hottest market this country has ever seen over the past 2 years. So how are you guys sourcing deals?
Yeah, and I think it's keeping the mindset that there's still deals, right? Because you can have a
balanced
mindset.
mindset.
That's a big
you
part
have
of
a
it.
mindset of, hey, there's no deals. You kind of take your foot off the brake. Off the gas, and then a little bit on the brake, and we don't do that. So we stay constantly. We're talking to wholesalers. We talk to brokers. Brokers are not really our biggest rate of return, right? Wholesalers have been good to us, but it's direct to seller. So drive for dollars. We just hired another person to call, but we don't hire VAs. We pay good money for local people to
I do
make
that
phone
too.
calls. You know what I mean?
I prefer that too.
Because it's one-on-one, the sellers, they don't get spooked. It's good, conversations. It's warm. They can say, hey, we're local. We can come and see you. We can sit down, have a cup of coffee. Can Paul or Jeff come see you, right? So we get really good responses on that. And then once we get a chance to go sit down, a lot of these RV park owners, Tim, they want to sell. There's a couple of reasons why they don't. One is because they get mailed all the time. Two, they get out-of-town phone calls that they're just throwing numbers at them. They don't understand the seller. They don't know their problems. So we like to get in front of these sellers. These sellers are mom and pops that are tired. They've been managing their parks. They've been working there. They wear a few different hats. These are 3 reasons why they don't want to do it. One is because of the pride, right? They don't want the town to know they're selling. They would do it if it was their sure thing, right? If they could find somebody, and I think that's how we come in and buy the deal. The other one is they don't want to spook the residents, right? Well, what if he doesn't close? What if he can close? What if he tries to, bring the deal down? Whatever.
That's a big hurdle in sellers' heads.
Exactly. So we're able to sit down and say, hey, look, we own this, and this park, right? And, we even said that a little bit before we had a bunch of parks, right? You got to have those conversations. You got to build confidence in the sellers. But if you can find that mom and pop seller, they want to sell.
Even if you don't have a track record of buying a bunch of stuff, dude, convey your character.
Exactly.
Hey, here's a character witness of who I am.
Yeah.
That I do what I say I'm going to do. I have integrity, right?
That's right.
All these different people and all these other different aspects of my life, I've shown that I actually do what I say I'm going to do.
Yep.
And that, I think, dude, most people just don't, right? Like they just don't do that. So if you can show a track record of integrity, of just simply following through on your word,
that's right.
Dude, I think it speaks volumes. And then once you do one, then you do another one. Then all of a sudden this momentum builds up, this compound effect, and all of a sudden, dude, now it's how many deals can you find?
Yeah, and it's just a conversation. Jeff will tell you, we get on the phone with sellers every week.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And it doesn't happen overnight. We stay in contact with them. Hey man, I know you may not be ready to sell right now, but if you are, what would that look like? We just open up the conversation, boom, and we talk.
Yeah, and like you said, Tim, I think before we do the thing, we need to be the person that deserves the trust of the seller, that deserves the trust of our investors. Once we become that person, guess what? Because the law of attraction, whatever you call it, things are going to be attracted to us. And another thing, in addition to what Paul said, is we'll make a post. Hey, this is how much we have bought, and this is what we're looking for. Go very specific. This is the pad size. This is the area. And people in our network bring deals to us, and that's another ways that we look for those off-market deals.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. This is how simple it is to be able to do something, right? Literally one post. He made a post the other day, right? And you could be somebody that doesn't have one single part, and this girl hit us up with 500 pads that she wants to sell us in one lick, 500 from one post. She doesn't even know us. We don't have a track record with her. We just said, hey, we buy RV parks. We bought this many RV parks lately. We would love to do a deal. We'll pay. It's the same thing.
Was that on your own social media channel, or was that on like a private Facebook group or something?
Personal Facebook.
Personal.
Yeah.
Personal.
And somebody got tagged in, or they were following you or something?
Nobody was tagged in.
Nope.
It was just a single post, man.
Somebody who randomly followed you was like, I own 500 pads and I want to sell them to you.
But she'd been working with this seller for quite a while, couldn't close the deal, right?
And that's
so
she's a wholesaler.
Yep. She's like, maybe these guys can help. So when we work with wholesalers, we ask for them to, hey, we're happy to sign an NDA, we're happy to do whatever, but we need you.
How do you compensate them?
Well, it just depends, right? We're going to compensate them at the close, right? And we agree on what it is. So maybe it's, 10K, 20K, 50K. We paid
flat
somebody
fee,
150
percentage
grand.
of the deal, whatever
We
the deal.
haven't done that before. We've only paid flat fees, but we are always open to, get creative.
Because once the juice is so much to be shared, you tell us what would you like? Do you want a fee? Do you want an equity? Do you want to mix the both? I think one time we paid someone $150,000 to bring us deal, and they're happy and we're happy.
They were very happy.
So
I bet.
And that one post that deal about 500 pads is one of the, I'll say 6 or 7 deals that got brought to us from that one post. It's just crazy.
It's amazing.
Social media, man. You got to let people know what you want to do and what you're
the best marketing channel that we've ever seen. And so many people use it to just numb their mind instead of actually utilizing it as a marketing medium for their business. It's so powerful, dude, if you're just out there talking to people about what you got going on. And you don't even have to like sell yourself, right? Just talk to them about what they got going on. And you'll naturally develop followers who are interested in what you're doing. And then that turns into deals, that turns into money, that turns into opportunity, it turns into employees, staff, partners, right? There's so much that comes into it.
You're the one, Tim, who said that social media is the 8th wonder of the world. When we first had it, I was, that's a pretty big, but we did one post on a deal we're looking at Midwest. 8 to 10 people raise their hand, want to move their entire family across the country from that one post. So it's pretty incredible.
So one person could do 500 pads and be done if they just wanted that one deal from one post. It sounds easier than it is, but you have to take action.
Absolutely,
dude. And it 2 points. The first is social media, right? Like, if you build your own brand, if you build your personal brand, dude, it becomes like, it's almost like laughable how easy it is by just asking for deals, asking for money. And all the people who raise their hand and say, I want involved, I want to be involved. Like, I don't think there's anything better. It's why we're doing a podcast, right? I don't think there's any better use of my time than sharing content, building my personal brand, helping other people out with their businesses, which dude, when we launched Legacy Wealth Academy, there were dozens of messages who were like, dude, I just signed up because you gave too much value over the years that I've been following you, and I just felt like I needed to buy something from you, right? Like, that's a pretty powerful statement, right?
Absolutely.
But when you lead with value, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. So that's powerful. Secondly, was hang on. Keep on building the personal brand. Second thing was something regarding the team member. Oh, the equity that you gave them. Dude, you're not worried about, oh, hey, it's a daisy chain, they want 3%. How's the deal, right?
That's right, absolutely.
You see 3%, and everybody's like, oh, I'm not paying 3% for forwarding an email. I'll pay 3% for forwarding an email all day.
Paying 6%
if it's a
with
good deal, right? Right. If it's a good deal, I'll do that all day.
Absolutely.
So it's like, dude, I don't know, like people, again, it goes back to like your private equity guys who are like, oh, I need 80%, right? I'm not going to do that deal just on principle of I need this much.
That's right.
It's like, dude, I would go out and do a deal and pay somebody 10% of the deal if it was a good enough deal and have that much equity in it. So, no, I love that. I think that's a great point. Another point that or a question that I want to ask you guys is like, how has your conversations with sellers changed over the past, let's call it 3 months since interest rates have really been rolling up? I know kind of what we're seeing on the multifamily side. How has that happened with parks?
So, quite honestly, we're big creative financing guys. We have a bunch of seller finance stuff. And it's actually one of our, ways we go about closing a deal. Hey, listen, this is a 100 pad park. I mean, it's 60% occupied. Banks aren't going to want a loan on this deal, but maybe there's a way for us to do this deal, put a nice size cash down for you. It makes sense. I mean, might even help you in taxes, but, let's have the conversation. So we've always been having those conversations, right? So really with the interest rates going up, it's almost the sellers are flinching a little bit because they're thinking, man, am I going to be able to sell my deal, right? Because as these interest rates go up.
At the price I want to sell it at.
At the price I want to sell it at, right? So it's actually helped us out quite a bit, to be honest.
I agree, dude. I'm in the same boat. Like, we're having more and more conversations. And sellers are stuck up here, and they're not willing to come down on their number, right? Because they've had it burned in their brain and put on their personal financial statement the past 2-3 years. And then buyers aren't coming up, though. But guess what? I will come up. I'll come and pay retail price if you offer me terms, right?
Absolutely.
If you're the bank at 4% instead of me going and get bank money at 5.25%, I'm all in to buy it at a 6.5 cap or 6 cap or whatever it is, right? Let me bring a little bit of cash down, give you some capital. And dude, I think what people don't realize, especially when they get into, not that they don't realize it, but I think a a big eye-opening experience when you go from single-family investing into multifamily investing is it's such an easier conversation, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It is like these people bought commercial real estate because they wanted residual income.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
Like in single family, it's a different world because it's like, oh, this is my home. I grew up here. My grandma lived in whatever it was. And you have to educate them on what is seller financing.
Yep.
Right.
In commercial real estate, people are, there's a level of sophistication where they
absolutely.
know what seller financing is. They got into the property because they want residual income.
Yep.
Dude, it's not that they don't want residual income. They just don't want to deal with management.
headaches.
Right?
That's right.
They want a known number of what this property is and what their profit margin is without having to deal with the management of it.
Yeah.
But they want, and they want somebody else to continue paying them residually.
Yep.
It's a very, very, very simple conversation to have
Absolutely.
with sellers of like, hey, here's our offer. We'll come in, we'll cash you out in full, bring our own loan, bring our own cash, and cash you out, but here's the number.
Yep.
70 cents, 75 cents on the dollar, whatever
Yep.
it is. Or we'll pay 85 cents on the dollar, right? If you're willing to carry back 80, 90% of
Yep.
it as the bank. And dude, that's really, as the operators, the fewer personally guaranteed loans with balloon payments and all this other bullshit that the banks, and debt service coverage ratios and all this other nonsense that banks put us through, right? When you have a seller finance deal, you don't have those conversations.
That's right.
They're not checking your personal financial statement or the P&L every single year. If the check clears, they're good to go.
Yep.
And if shit hits the fan, guess what? You sit down with a single individual and say, hey, how are we gonna work this out?
Yep.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Instead of a bank, it's like, well, it's got to fit in this box, and we got to do this for compliance reasons and all this. Dude, it's like I don't want to deal with that.
Exactly.
So the more that I can get seller finance deals, even if I'm PGing it, personal guaranteeing it, I'm okay with that because it's easier to work with them than
Absolutely.
it is to work with an institution.
100%. 100%.
And so, dude, the more of those deals you guys can do, and we're actually making a third offer. So one is like us cashing you out in full. The second is you carrying back the debt and maybe us being at like 85%. And then the other one is like us paying 90, 95% by us getting our own debt and you as the seller carrying the down payment, the 20%, 30% down at zero pref.
Have y'all done one like that yet?
No, we've made some offers on it.
We keep trying, man. We haven't been able to get it yet.
We're trying
we keep
to.
working on it there. Don't we, Jeff? That's like a goal.
20-30%
That's a goal.
down as a second lien position, and then we bring it back as a first lien position.
Yep.
So we don't mind paying.
We're working on a deal now, though.
We're working on a deal right now such that they have already agreed to carry 10% as a second lien position. We just need to have a lender coming as 75 to 85%. So Paul and I can buy this deal with 5 to 10% down payment.
Which is
And that's
normally
it.
20% to 25%.
Which is normally 20%.
You know?
And it allows you to either not have to give up any equity
Yeah.
to investors, or the investors that you do bring in, you can juice the returns even more for
That's
them,
right.
right? Really
That's
make it super attractive.
Yep.
Hey, I only need to raise 10%. It's a lot less of a lift on your part of having to raise, on a $2 million deal, you got to raise 200 grand instead of 600 grand.
Yep.
It's a little bit easier, and dude, it makes the deal more economical for everybody.
That's right.
So we make 3 offers. One is us cashing out in full. One is us, where you as a primary lender as first lien position, and then the last one is either like a secondary debt position or as the equity investor.
Yep.
But we give it like 1%, and then once we give them all their money, they don't have any ownership in the deal anymore at all. So it allows us to, instead of it being a yes or no conversation, it's an either or conversation.
I love it.
Which one of these options? It's like they get 3 offers.
Pick, right?
Yeah,
They
and then
feel
they
like
get
they
picked.
win.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like we were saying, but like, even if we do get somebody to carry the second, we're still looking for another partner, right? Because we're trying to make this thing run as smooth as possible, right? We don't want to wear 5, 10 hats
operational
anymore, man.
partner?
Yeah, that's what we look for now. But we're able to, find that person, train that person, grow that person, give them equity. I mean, they're partners. They're going to be treated like a partner.
Dude, and the other beauty of it, and I love that, I love you guys are creating opportunities for other people.
Yeah.
And by you creating opportunities, it builds more wealth for you too, right? In self-interest, guess what? People act in self-interest, right? But it allows you to lead with value, help other people, and by helping more people, it creates more wealth for you. Dude, that's how this world works. That is the equation.
That's right.
100%.
The more value you create, the more people you can help get what they want, the more you're going to have what you want, right?
Yep.
So once you understand that, and how to create value, right? Everybody talks about that. What the fuck does value mean? dude, value is creating an opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
In order to, an opportunity to make more money on their money and not lose principal, right, for your investors. An opportunity to not work for somebody else and make somebody else rich, but work for themselves and earn equity and make themselves rich, right? Create opportunity in all these different ways. And by you forcing value, it, dude, it comes full circle. And
I 100% agree.
it's a beautiful way that the world works in that aspect, you know?
And part of the reason that Paul and I keep looking for ways to give up equity to more people is because for us, equity is not the most precious commodity. The most precious commodity for us is our time and our attention. So by being able to educate someone, bring them in, and train them how to do it, we free up our time and our equity. Our time and our effort, so that we can find more deals. We're going to spend more time with our family and friends, and we can do more other things. Because time for us is the most precious commodity, not the equity. So.
And I think that's one of those things. Like, dude, when you don't have money, you're willing to give up time, right? When you have money, you're trying to buy time back.
That's right.
Like that's why you go and make money, is so you can buy time back, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys being able to give up equity in these deals creates so much opportunity when you're buying time back for yourselves.
And it wasn't always like that. It's you know.
No, totally. There's a season of your life,
That's
right? Where you're gonna work your ass
every
off.
hat, and you kill it, and it's 7 days a week, 18-hour days, you know. So
The abundance mindset team, and one of the things that you taught us, which I'll share with so many people, is 100% of watermelon is way better than. 25% of watermelon is way better than 100% grapes.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so simple, but in the real world, that's not how our traditional mindset operates, right? But once we understand that, oh yeah, let's get more watermelon. Let's share more things. So I love that.
No, dude, I agree 100%, man. I think the longer you're doing this, you realize it's better to just stay in your lane.
Absolutely.
Focus on what you're good at.
Yep.
And guess what? The stuff you're good at, you typically like doing.
that's right.
Absolutely.
And so it doesn't feel like work. And so the more you're doing it, you like it, and all of a sudden, because you do it more, you're better at it. So it exacerbates that it's like a spiral in a good way of like you're getting better and you like it more and you're better and you like it more. And it's like you just stay in your lane, dude, and then staff out, partner up with other people.
That's right.
But the key is though, because I've had a lot of bad partnerships, a lot of bad joint venture partners who didn't carry their weight, that you guys have figured out, that we have just figured out, is just the core value piece, man.
Core value, absolutely.
Of understanding, here's what our values are, here's what we stand for, here's what the expectation is, right? And we will be there to support you. If you take a step, I'll take 2 steps. If you take 2 steps, I'll take 5 steps. But if you don't step, I'm not stepping either.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta put forth the effort. You gotta put forth the work and be willing to carry your own weight. And I will do just as much to meet you there or go beyond that. So
100%.
it's no, I think it's really important. You guys have dialed that in, and dude, I got a ton of respect for what you guys have built, and a ton of respect for where you're going. And it's awesome to see the journey that you guys are on and what you're building. And I'm excited to be just a small part of it and be able to do some stuff with you guys and call you guys partners on both the island and the lodge.
We're excited.
You're a lot bigger part of it than you think, dude.
Absolutely. You've really changed our life in a ways that's beyond imagination. So
I mean, it just was like this since 2020.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, I did a lot by myself, and it was the lone wolf thing is not fun.
No.
You know, it's you're out there trying to build something. You realize, man, it's just you're burning at both ends.
And dude, and that's the key. Like, I know you guys. You guys are partners in the lodge. You guys are partners in
we invest
the
in everything
island
together, man.
right? And you guys are doing some coaching on the RV parks too. And so like that's the key, right? Like when you guys have people out to your event. By the way, if anybody's interested in learning more about RV parks and mobile home parks, you guys got to connect with these guys. They know their stuff inside and out. And not only are they amazing business people, but they're even better human beings. So you've got to connect with them and come out to the lodge, come out to the island. They'll be hosting masterminds on all that stuff. But the key is coming out to one of those mastermind events. Dude, like you know you've got 4 codes on the lock and 3 of them are dialed in. You're trying to look for the other one. You guys had those 3 dialed in. You needed the last one.
Yep.
By plugging into an event like that, it allows you to then be like, boom, and it opens up the vault, right?
Absolutely.
And you're like, this is the opportunity that I've been missing. I know I got the work ethic.
Yep.
I know I got the mindset. I know I got the intelligence. I know I have those things. What is the piece that I'm missing? right? And that's the piece that was driving me nuts before I really started, like it dialed in by me going to a mastermind, dude. And it's like, oh my gosh, like there's so much opportunity out there, and sometimes you need to see it from outside the frame, right? Like we're inside the picture. Can't see the picture when you're inside the frame.
That's right.
You know, you need an outside perspective. You need somebody who's not emotionally tied to your business, giving you a third party, unbiased opinion of what to do next. And you're like, deep down, rooted deep, you knew that was the answer. You just didn't want to believe it, or you needed that authority approval of some piece, you know? And that is really what clicked for me, and it sounds like that's what clicked for you guys, right? Like you guys had it all lined up. Now you're rocking and rolling, man. It's exciting, dude. It's amazing to be a part of it. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate
it,
not just the business partnership, but dude, just the friendship, man.
Absolutely.
Like I'm excited to take the family on vacations together. I'm excited to just continue building and just, you know, leveling up and building even a better lifestyle and helping other people build amazing lifestyles too. So.
100%. Look forward to that.
Yeah, we love being a part of it, man.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
They're just amazing guys. I love these guys like they're my own brothers. I would fall on a sword for them, and I can't believe what they've been able to achieve over the past couple of years, and I can't imagine what they're going to be able to achieve over the next 3 to 5 years, and how this stuff is going to keep on compounding for them. They're amazing people. Make sure you're connected with them on social media, and I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. Put it in the comment section below of what your biggest takeaway was from that conversation. If you know anybody else who might get some value out of this, please share this with them. And please hit the like button. That helps us out also with all the different algorithms and stuff, and just kind of gets us in front of some more people so we can deliver even more value. So appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you're part of Legacy Wealth Academy, lwacademy.com, and get access to these guys' masterclass. They're putting so much value out there. Make sure you're connected with them. Learn a little bit more about RV parks and mobile home parks and how to build some massive wealth that way. So appreciate you guys being here. Until next time, we'll see you on Spill the Beans.
Thank you.
What is up?
Dude, what's up, man?
How are you? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Thanks for coming, man.
Good, man.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
That was great. You guys did awesome.
Oh, cool. Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much,
us, bro.
man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
dude, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And for everything you've done for us, really, man. Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you, man.
You guys, dude, I just need to give you the code. You guys are the ones that dial it in.